Shows are starting, performing live. I am performing live this weekend in Jersey at the Stress Factory. Come see me live in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Then I'll be in Providence, Rhode Island, October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, Denver, October 9th, 10th, and 11th, Calgary. Is Calgary in the house? Is Canada in the house? I'll be in Canada, October 17th and 18th. I got shows in Levittown, New York, Arlington, Virginia. All tickets, all information, all shows are available at michaelrapaportcomedy.com. Come see me live. Tickets are available at michaelrapaportcomedy.com. Like I said, Jersey, Providence, Denver, Calgary, and so forth, so on, michaelrapaportcomedy.com. You know, I told you this once. I'll tell you many times. I live, give or take, 10, 15 minutes away from the UN, and they're all here this week. That terrorist in an Armani suit from Syria scares me. That the president of Turkey, Bibi, Trump, they got the ones from Brazil, they got the Iraq. They're all here. They're all here. All the presidents, the diplomats, the ambassadors, they're all here and in New York City congregating on the UN, the United Nations. I am officially changing the name of the United Nations. The United Nations, you are not worthy. You should not be taken seriously. I am officially changing the name of the United Nations to the United Nations of Performance Art. The United Nations is no longer going to be, the United Nations will no longer be called the United Nations. It's the United Nations of Performing Arts, performance arts. And where else would the greatest stage for performing arts be other than New York? If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. The United Nations of Performance Art. This is not a place that should be taken seriously. I know there are people are saying, Mike Rapp, what the are you talking about? The United Nations? Everybody goes there. This is a serious place. This president's there, and this ambassador's there, and this prime minister's there. The United Nations is a dump. I can't explain it as eloquent as it deserves to be explained, but all you gotta do me a favor, follow Hillel Neuer. Follow Hillel Neuer. Read up on his findings at the United Nations. Read up on Dr. Einat Wilf. I had her on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. When I heard and started reading Dr. Einat Wilf's work and her research and her facts on the United Nations and UNRWA, it hit me in the head like a diamond bullet through my skull. And I was like, my mind blew. Your mind will blow when you realize what kind of a whole corrupt. It's like the Soho House. It's like the Boys and Girls Club of the world. It's a pay-for-play bullshit performing art center. Let's not treat the United Nations with any dignity and respect. Treat it as a performance arts center. That is what it is. It's a corrupt dump. They get nothing done. It's a pay-for-play. It's like the Soho House or the Boys and Girls Club of America. No disrespect to the Boys and Girls Club of America. I'm just trying to give you an analogy. It's a pay-for-play, corrupt hole. It's a traffic jam. It's theater on the greatest stage. And you had all these scumbags. Macron, you French you. You look like your breath stinks, Macron. In Canada and Australia and all these people this week in the United States, they went in there with all their garbage. Canada, Australia, and all these countries go in there and say that into the United Nations and declare that Palestine is a state. Australia, Palestine is a state. Canada, Palestine is a state. Well, I am a 6'9" Chinese guy. You want to recognize Palestine as a state? You need to recognize me as a 6'9" Chinese man. Matter of fact, you want to recognize Palestine as a state? You need to recognize me. I need to be recognized as a 4'9" Puerto Rican woman with ginormous tits. I need to be recognized as that. Palestine is a state. Who's the governing body of the state of Palestine? What are the borders of the state of Palestine? The United Nations of Performance Art. Bunch of bullshit. These speeches and these recognitions of Palestine as a state. Isn't that diplomacy? This is not real. This is fake United Nations garbage. Bull performance art. Where everyone gets to play their part and shed a fake tear, shake hands, and then go to the after parties. The after parties are causing so much traffic in New York City. That's what they come here for. To drink and to chase hookers in New York City. The United Nations of Performance Art. The United Nations of bullshit. Palestine is a state. Who's running the place? Hamas? What are the borders? What's the structure? What's the education program? Who is in control of the state of Palestine? Not you, Macron. Not you, Canada. Not you, London. Not you, Australia. Who is running the place? It's easy to say, oh yeah, Palestine is a state, Israel's this. Palestine is a state, Israel is that. Talking about all of Israel's response and all these bad things Israel do and all these bad things that Israel has done, and never on the terrorism. Who is running Palestine? Who is running the state of Palestine? Who's in control? State. You're recognizing Palestine as a state. When I play for the New York Knicks, I'm the starting center for the New York Knicks 2025-2026 season. Me, Michael Rapaport, 6'3", from Martin Luther King High School, 216 pounds, sometimes 211 pounds when he's not inflamed and eating too many dairy products. The starting center of the New York Knicks. New York's own Michael Rapaport, yay! Recognize me as the starting center for the New York Knicks. That's the same exact thing as recognizing Palestine as a state. No talk about disarmament. No talk about reforms unless you listen to the end of these speeches. Listen to Macron. Listen to the guy from Australia. They say we recognize Palestine as a state because that's what gets the headlines. That's what gets people excited. That's what gets people titillated. But then they always say, ba, 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 ba. You can't recognize the state of Palestine without some solutions and some realistic things, some tangible things to bring that place from the rubble that it brought on itself. Because the people running Palestine right now, Hamas, those terrorists, they did this to themselves. Canada, Australia, France. They always say that, but they say it at the end, and the headlines never pick that up. Two-state solution. And Hamas, the leaders of Gaza, the leaders of Palestine, they don't want their own state unless their own state means the entire region from the river to the sea. That's what they want. They want from the river to the sea. And I'll tell you one thing, and I'll tell you another thing in regards to all this recognition of Palestine as a state. And I got this from the great Einat Wilf. Number one, recognition of a Palestine state means that if you're born in Palestine and you live in Palestine, you're no longer a refugee. You're part of the Palestinian state, right, Macron? Right, Australia? Right, Canada? They don't say that. Number two, recognition of a Palestine state means there is no right of return. Ridiculous right of return. There is no right of return. When these people, when they talk about the right of return, they mean return to Israel. You're not going into Israel. Yo, the symbol in Gaza is the key. They think they're going to use that key to open up the doors, the homes in Israel, and go in there. There is no recognition of a state unless you relinquish your refugee status and the ridiculous right of return. Otherwise, this is just theater of bull at the United Nations of Performance Art.
I am Rapaport Podcast.